What's up everybody, once again my name is Matt and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. In the last episode we finished up Turtle Rock and freed another sage. So in this episode, well, we're gonna do a few side quests and then eventually make our way to the next temple because there is a long way between now and the next temple. Like, there is a lot that we have to do just to get there. So let's not waste too much time and travel back to Hyrule because, well, we need to visit Ravio, of course, and rent the item that we need for the next temple. Well, not really rent. We're probably going to buy it, but regardless, we need to get another item. So, let's see what Ravio is up to. A warm welcome to you, Mr. Hero. Same to you, Ravio. Anyways, since there's only 2 items left, what do you say we just buy both of them? Like, the boomerang is completely useless. You don't actually need it in any of the temples, so you don't even have to rent it if you don't want to. But might as well. And the item that we do need for the next temple is actually the fire rod. So let's go and purchase that. And there goes all our rupees. Like I said, guys, the 3,000 something that we had might seem like a lot, but after you start buying items, as you can see, they quickly diminish. Anyways, now that we got our items, what do you say we travel to Kakariko really quickly? Remember way back when we found a bottle in Lake Hylia? And it was from some mountain climber who had fallen or gotten hurt or something, and he wanted to bring us some premium milk. Well, since we are going to be scaling Death Mountain again in this episode, what do you say we grab him some premium milk and drop it off along the way to the next temple? So let's talk to the bartender. Welcome, care for an icy cold glass of... What? You heard about premium milk? How'd you find out about the good stuff? I see, a message in a bottle. And from someone stranded up on the mountain. Could only be one guy. He's a tricky customer. Sorry to ask, but could you take this premium milk to him? I bet it would help him heal up in no time. And with that, we got some free premium milk. Sweet. He's a regular at my establishment who loves exploring the mountains. Last time he was in here, I think he said his next expedition would take him east of the Tower of Hera. I can't afford to lose this business. Get that to him, okay? I'm really counting on you, friend. Alright, don't worry. We are on it, milk bar owner. We're on it. Alright, so now that we got this premium milk, what do you say we teleport directly to the Tower of Hera and deliver it? I mean, it's along the way to where we need to get to in order to find the next new part of Lorule, which is kind of why I didn't do this side quest before now. The other reason was because, well, we didn't have the hook shot when we were originally up here. So there was no way that we could actually cross this bridge. I mean, yes, I could have rented the hook shot back then, but that would have ruined my whole system. Anyways, let me just kill off this guy real quick, that way he doesn't spit fire at me. And there is a piece of heart over there, we will get that in this episode. Now, right down there, that is actually the guy that we need to deliver milk to. The way you get down there is actually quite complicated. We need to go through this, like, weird cave platforming maze segment. I don't know, to tell you the truth, though, I don't really like this, like, concept. But I think that's just because I'm really, really bad at, like, timing my jumps, and more often than not, I usually just mess up and end up falling in the lava, and it's really annoying because it always happens at, like, the worst time. Like, you'll be right at the end of a really difficult segment, and then you'll just mess it up and have to restart from the beginning, which makes it very, very obnoxious. But, whatever, we're doing fine so far. There are a few different paths that you can take, and they will take you to different areas, so keep that in mind when you're going through here. But right now, we're actually on the path that will take us to where the mountain climber is. But we do eventually have to go down the other paths because we can find ourselves a piece of heart. Not the piece of heart that we already saw. That's actually a completely different one. And we can't get that until we go to Lorule, but a different one. And we'll actually get that one next. But for now, let's just merge onto this wall and check it out. There's the climber. Ugh, how embarrassing. I was bouldering along just fine when I slipped and fell. I twisted my ankle. Now I'm stuck. Hey, guy. Wait. Is that what I think it is? Yes, it is. Milk! Ice cold milk! I don't know if it's still cold, but it's milk. And not just any milk, but some premium milk. Gimme! Wow, don't even say please. Ah, you're kinda rude, dude. That really hit the spot. Best milk in the kingdom, right? Wait. Oops. Did I drink the whole thing? Sorry, friend. And after you came all this way, well, how about doing me another favor? What now? Here, take this garbage away. And after giving him the milk, he gives us back the empty bottle. So now we can actually use this to do a bunch of different things. Although I'm pretty sure we could have used it before. But now it's like officially ours, I guess. So that's good. Anyways, now we're basically going to make our way back to that center platform with those two like fire-breathing enemies on it. Because, well, that's where we can hop aboard another platform that will take us towards the Piece of Heart. And actually, if all goes according to plan, we will collect all but one of the Pieces of Heart in this episode, and we will know the location of the last one. So that's pretty cool. I mean, there's only 3 left at this point, and after we get those 3 and the heart container from the next temple, we will finally have a completed life meter. So that's pretty dang awesome. Anyways, let's jump onto this platform, and we do need our hammer. That way we could bounce our way up to the next area. And this is usually where I start to mess up, just because, well, the timing's a little bit differently since you need to like wait for the springs to bounce you up and the platforms are moving. So try and time it the best you can, but if you do mess up, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, there's a few checkpoints every 2 or 3 platforms, so as long as you can make to one of those checkpoints, if you fall off, you'll just spawn there, which is kind of nice. What's not kind of nice is they don't tell you that, yeah, after you get all the way to the top, you need to make your way all the way back down to the bottom, which, not fun. Now, this is the hardest one because this one moves super fast, so just like hit it right when it gets to the upper corner, and there you go, you should be just fine. So, now we got ourselves another Piece of Heart, and there's only 2 more left. Now we just need to make our way back down. And then, of course, we need to go down even further to actually make our way back outside to a new part of Death Mountain that we haven't been to yet. And that's where we'll actually find the portal to Lorule's version of Death Mountain. There's actually like 2 different portals you can take to go there, except the portal that we're going to take is actually the better of the 2, just because, well, if you go through the other one, you can only get you half of Lorule's Death Mountain, whereas if you go through this one, you can activate the save point nearby and then just teleport between the 2 parts of Lorule Death Mountain. Anyways, let's hop on this platform real quick. And I know what you guys are probably thinking. Isn't this the way we came in? Well, no, it's very similar, but this actually is a completely different area. And we have to fall down on like different platforms now. And this is like the hardest area to fall down just because these platforms move at like really weird times. And oh, we actually might... Are you freaking kidding me? I was off by like 1 tile. 1 tile, man. That is ridiculous. I knew I was gonna mess something up because I've never been able to get through this area without like screwing it up at least once. Whatever. You know what's really bad though is this one's actually very easy compared to the Lorule version of this area, which is a lot harder. So I am not looking forward to that. And yes, we made it this time. Thank goodness. That was like the last jump that we need to make. So yeah, we messed up like right at the end. And I'm pretty sure that's like exactly what I said was going to happen earlier on. So I guess I can predict the future. Anyways, now we're in a new part of Death Mountain. So we can explore this area a little bit. But basically, we just want to make our way to the portal to Lorule. There's really nothing here that we want to do right this instant. So let's just head on through and enter Lorule's Death Mountain. And I like how it's snowing here, kind of like a polar opposite of Hyrule. Welcome back to Lorule Kingdom, Link. This is Death Mountain. Here it is always winter. Somewhere buried under the ice is a ruined hall. A sage with a soul as formidable as a boulder awaits your help there. You must hurry though. His spirit will not last forever with such accursed ice everywhere. So say I, Hilda of Lorule. You know, as someone who has grown up in Connecticut their entire life, accursed ice is probably the best description of winter that has ever been said, like, ever. I absolutely hate winter, and like Connecticut, it lasts for like 90% of the year. Like, that's an over-exaggeration, of course, but yeah, Snow and I have never been eye to eye on things. I much prefer warmer weather in the summer and stuff like that. Anyway, we are in the second half of Lorule's Death Mountain, so if you came here using this portal, you wouldn't actually be able to get back to the area where we originally came out, which is why I chose to go out through that portal. That way we could activate the weather vane and teleport back there with Irene's broomstick, because there's actually going to be another weather vane on this side of Death Mountain, and once we activate that, we can easily teleport between the two parts of Lorule Death Mountain. Anyways, after killing off those ice golems, we got ourselves 100 rupees. Not bad. Now actually, I think if I emerge onto the wall here, there's actually a chest that I can get. Ooh, almost didn't make that. Anyways, we got ourselves a monster tail, so yeah, nothing too important, but might as well get it while we're here. Now, the reason why I came to this part of Death Mountain is because there was one thing that I wanted to show off that I'm not going to do right away. I'm probably going to wait until after the next temple, but it is this area. And no, this is not the next temple. This is the Treacherous Tower. Think of this as the equivalent of Wind Waker's Savage Labyrinth. It's like 50 floors of just an enemy gauntlet. So you have to fight through all 50 floors, and at the end, you will get a piece of heart. So that's where we'll get the very last piece of heart. Anyways, since there's nothing left to do on this side of Death Mountain, let's just use Irene's broom and teleport back to the side that we were originally on. And this is the side that you want to be on because, well, from here, we can make our way to the next temple. But just like with Hyrule's version of Death Mountain, we need to go through some weird, like, maze cave system thing to make our way up there. And just like in the Hyrule version of, like, this cave thing, there are a few different paths that we can go down here on the Lorule version. And we're going to want to do that because that piece of heart that we saw back on Hyrule's Death Mountain, we can actually get that by going through a portal that we will find in Lorule, and we get to that portal through this, like, cave section. So we're going to want to make sure we go down that path to pick up that piece of heart. And then there's also another path that we can go down and get a chest that I believe contains a golden rupee. So yeah, we're definitely going to want to get, like, both of those chests. And thankfully, like, the platforms that you have to take to get to those two areas are pretty simple. The only platforms that are kind of hard in this area are the ones that lead you to the temple, so I guess they did that on purpose. Anyway, here's our ride. So let's get on this platform, and I believe I need my tornado rod in this upcoming area to jump onto this platform. Actually, there's a few different platforms that we need to jump onto, so bust out that tornado rod and give it some lovin'. I'm gonna head bottom first. If you go upwards, that'll actually take you to where the portal is that will bring you to the piece of heart. If we go down bottom, this will bring us to where the chest containing... That was stupid. Why did I think that was gonna work? That wasn't even remotely close to that platform. I just saw it and, like, instantly hit the button for whatever reason. I thought that would work. Anyways, as I was saying, this will bring us down to the chest where the 300 rupees is. And there we go. Oh, I actually almost didn't even make it that time. Oh well. But since we did make it, we can now exit this cave, and we'll be pretty much in the Lorule equivalent of the area where we gave milk to that boulderer back in Hyrule, except this time we actually get a really cool reward instead of just an empty bottle. Although I probably shouldn't hate on empty bottles, considering I actually do find them quite useful in this game, and I probably will make use of, like, all my empty bottles before we take on the, like, final area in this game. But regardless, we need to make our way back to, like, that junction area that we were at before, where you can either go up or down, and this time we're gonna go up and get ourselves a piece of heart. And after we grab that, we can then finally make our way to the next temple. Like I said, there is a lot of ground to cover between, like, where we were and the next temple, and we're finally almost there. And oh crap, I forgot this guy respawned. You know, whatever, I'm just going to avoid him, and hopefully that platform will come back. And yeah, as soon as we get on this, he can't follow us because he can't leave that little ice rink that he is in. So we are perfectly safe. And now, all we've got to do is get back to that junction area and head upwards. And if memory serves me well, I believe this next piece of heart is very easy to get to. I think all we have to do is Tornado Rod across a few different platforms. So hopefully that won't take too much time and I don't make any stupid mistakes. Like, I'm trying to save all my mistakes, because at least if I mess up at the very end, it's like reasonable, because getting to the temple, like I said before, is the hardest part of this area. Anyway, I believe, yeah, there we go. We've made it. Sweet. So let's head up and out and check it out. There's a portal on this bird statue that, if we go through, will bring us to the bird statue in Hyrule, which just so happens to be next to this piece of heart. So there we go. Now we've only got one more piece of heart to collect, and that piece of heart is the reward from the treacherous tower. So we will probably get that sometime after the next temple, and that will actually complete the last heart container at that point in the game, since we'll have gotten the one from the next temple. Don't you just love it when stuff like that works out in the end? Alright, and that was dumb. That bat wasted way too much time and I got too distracted. So yeah, there was no way I was gonna make that. But like I was trying to say, we're basically trying to make our way back to that center ice platform with the giant ice golem. That way we could start making our way to the next temple, since there's really nothing left that we need to do at this point besides just get to that temple. I mean, once we get there, we can open up another, like, weather vane, which will allow us to teleport all over Lorule's Death Mountain, and we can pretty much do whatever we want at that point, since we'll have access to every area in the game. But I think completing the temple first, and then just finishing up everything else afterward, would be beneficial, and that was freaking stupid, man. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, like, after we finish the next temple, we will have a lot of stuff to do before we go to the final area, like the treacherous tower and collecting all 100 Maiamais, which is gonna take freaking forever and a half. Oh my gosh. I totally forgot about that until like just now. Whatever. We'll deal with it when we deal with it. Anyways, for now, let's work on getting to the next temple. And this is what I said by it being like the hardest platforms to get across. Like, all of them are like one platform wide, so if anything hits you, chances are you're gonna fall off. So what I like to do is like spam my sword every now and again if I'm even remotely close to an enemy, just so if it does get close to me, it will die. And here's the hardest part. So like, all of these platforms are a straight line, and you'd think that'd make it easy, but they all have like these blade traps. Now if you're fast enough, when the platform comes down, you can actually run under most of the blade traps and be perfectly fine. And oh my gosh, no, wait, what? Oh my gosh, I ran too early and the freaking platform wasn't all the way down, so I got pushed off. That is just dumb, man. Oh my gosh. You know what makes that so annoying is we were literally right at the end, and I was in the process of saying we made it without an issue, and then we fell off. Like, I jinxed it. It was my fault. I just shouldn't have said anything at all. I cannot believe that just happened. Whatever. We made it through, and now we are finally in the last part of Lorule's Death Mountain. And right down here, my friends, is the next temple, which we will take on in the next episode. So if you enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. Once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.